Hello guys, the first quarter of the year has just ended. I'm here to share the stats of my trading performance so far. All my months were profitable, but I did start a little bit slow in my first month. Then I just had March as my biggest month so far. I'll be sharing with you the ups and downs and how I managed to stay consistent during the whole trading period, and hopefully you will pick something from that. And just for the record, everything I'll be showing you is not some fictional numbers, but you can actually go back to my YouTube from as far as January when the year began. And I've been posting weekly analysis even before these setups happen. And even after hitting the profits or the losses, I've been doing the breakdowns every 1 to 2 weeks. And with the same trades, I did pass my first $50,000 challenge that I was taking, achieving the 8% of phase 1 as you can see here. Currently in phase 2, about 3.6% up, just about 1% away from passing, and I've been documenting the progress of the account from the day I started with all the trades in the past 2 to 3 videos. That being said, let's get started, and I'll start by showing you my journal. For the whole quarter, I've been able to achieve about 14R. If you're risking 1%, this simply means you've done about a 14% gain. Most of these actually came in the last month, which is March, and I'll be showing you that. Now with a 14%, it simply means, assuming you are taking any PropFirm challenge or you are funded, if you do 1%, you should have done 14%. So you can just do the math of 14% of any account balance that you are trading for a quarter, and you can try to figure out the potential amount of money you can have made depending with the account balance that you do have. To pass any challenge, you need 8% for phase 1, 5% for phase 2, that gives you 13%. The fact that I've done 14% means I should have passed my challenge. However, when I got into phase 2, I did lower my risk. So I've no longer been doing 1% on the account. Most traders usually think you need to be doing 20-30% a month. It's not necessarily true. If you have a system that can do for you 3-4% a month, you're good. If you do 3 or 4% a month, it means you're doing 9 to 12% a quarter. Now, use my example here where I've just done 14% in a quarter. If you're able to replicate that for 4 more quarters in a year, simply means you've done 56%. Do the math of 56% of any account balance that you are trading. Considering that we have PropFirms, you can make a lot of money if you do 56% on a big PropFirm account, for example, over a time span of a year or something. So this is the first month of January. I'm only trading 2 pairs, AUD CAD and CAD JPY, as you can see here in this pie chart. Just to help you understand my journal, I do record the trade, when I took it, the date, the day, the time of entry. So if I get my confirmation by 7 a.m., that's the time I'll be recording. Then the trade type, was it a buy or a sell? The result can only be a take profit, a stop loss, or a break even. So over here, we don't do manual closing of trades. Then we do have risk to reward. My RR is 1:3. So anytime I lose, I do lose a -1 because it's actually a minus. Anytime I gain, I do gain +3. My stop loss is 15. So when I lose, I record -15 pips lost. When I gain, I have gained 45 pips. So the whole of January, we only had 5 setups. January, I only had 5 trades. I trade only 3 weeks in a month because I don't trade during an FP week. 2 of them hit a take profit times the risk to reward ratio of 1:3 gives you a 6. 2 of them hit a stop loss. When we lose, we only lose -1. So -1 times the 2 losses, we do have a -2. If you take the difference, we finish our month with a total R of 4, meaning with a 1% risk, you have done a 4% gain in the month of January. We had 1 break even and my win rate was 50%. When I calculate my win rate, I only use my winners and my losers. I don't factor in break even because break even does not affect the profit and loss of the account. So according to me, I only look at the trades that affect either the account positively or negatively, which is the winners and the losers. So also because these trades are many and I've already been doing the breakdowns, I want to go into trying to break down all the trades. So we just focus on the journal. However, I've just marked them on my trading view to just show you that these were actually real setups that if you trace them back, you'll be able to find all those entries that I've marked. For example, this is how my January looked in CAD JPY. We did have 2 take profits. You can see the first one is 16th, the second one is on somewhere 18th. Then we did have 1 loss. So you can confirm the same thing on the journal that I've recorded here. The loss on date 16th is here. The take profit of 16th is here. The one for 18th is here. So anyway, let's move to February, which was the second month of the year. February was quite a slow month. So from doing 4%, we now did just about 2% in February. We only had 4 trades. All the trades came from AUD CAD. So the whole of February CAD JPY did not give me a valid setup. So if I show you my February, which starts from about here, you'll realize in the whole of February, February, CardJPY was buying just as I was expecting, but it never gave me my entry. So I'm very disciplined with my trading. If I don't get an entry, I don't enter the market. So in February, I only had trades in AUD card. You can see this was a break even, a take profit, a stop loss, and a break even. So we gained 3R on the take profit, minus 1R on the stop loss, remaining with a positive 2. Also a 50% win rate again. And just before we continue, let me share with you the website that I do use to follow up with the economic news in terms of fundamentals, and it's called Fastbull. It's quite a unique platform with very many features. For me, I use a lot the economic calendar because you all know it's important to be aware of what's happening in terms of fundamentals, especially before you enter the market, just to make sure you're not trading during the wrong market conditions. So with Fastbull, you can come and customize your time here. Once you're in your economic calendar, you can come and also customize to only receive news from specific regions. Like for me, I've only selected to receive fundamentals from the pairs that I'm interested in, and all the rest you can unselect. If you click on the more button here, you have the chance to filter to only receive high impact news. So we have so many fundamentals, but it's always necessary to only focus on the ones that have a significant impact. So you come and select the 3 stars here, the ones in red. And then once you confirm, it will apply in your calendar and you'll be receiving economic data from all these markets. You can also go back in time and select the specific date that you want to see the news. So I use this a lot when I'm back testing. If I want to go to, let's say, last year, January, I can just come and click here, select the year that I want and the specific date, and I'll be able to see the specific news that were released on that day. Without forgetting, it's very flexible. It has a mobile app, so it will be very useful, especially when you are outdoors and you still want to follow up with your calendar. I have many other nice pages like this one of analysis, which has many articles in regards to different markets, different predictions from various analysts in the market, and the 724 page, which shares macroeconomic data from any market you can think of, be it futures, stocks, Forex. Finally, they are hosting an expo in Dubai. Here are the dates. If you want to register, all the links will be in the description. Now let's get back to our video and we head to March, which is the last month of the quarter. We did 8%, as you can see. This was the biggest month, and this is what pushed our performance to the 14%, because by January and February, we had only done 4 plus 2, which is barely 6%. So March pushed us all the way up to 14%. First TP on CardJPY, second one on CardJPY again. Then we took 1 stop loss on AUD card and 1 TP on AUD card as well. That gives us 3 trades multiplied by the reward of 3. We get a 9R in total. We lose one of them, so 9 minus 1, we remain with an 8% gain. We didn't have a break-even trade in March, so the wins versus the losses gave us a combined win rate of 75%. Finally, here is the summary of the whole quarter. Number of trades were only 13 from January to March. We only won 6 trades, and of the 6 winners, 4 were from CardJPY. 2 winners were from AUD card. We've lost 4 trades in the whole quarter. Only 1 loss was from CardJPY and 3 losses were from AUD card. We've had 3 break-even trades. And our win rate in terms of the winners and the losers has been 60%. And if you take the 6 winners times 3, it gives you 18. 18 minus the 4 losers gives you a 14R, which equals a 14% gain with a 1% risk. On this summary, we can see that March, which is the last month, was the best month in the quarter, and the worst month in terms of performance was February, and January was just somewhere in the middle. In terms of the pips gained, in January I only gained 60 pips. Again, because I take the winners, here is 45 plus 45 is 90. Then you take 90 minus these 2 is 30. It gives you 60. Repeat the same for every other month. Feb, we did only 30 pips. March, we did 120 pips. So the total pips so far is 210, and that has given us a 14% gain. 14% gain is quite a lot. You can be sure many traders who target to do 10% a month, you can be sure most of them finish their quarter negative. So you'd rather have a system which gives you realistic returns, but you keep growing every month, than a system which you're gonna be lucky in 1 month and do 8%, 10%, then the next month you end up giving it all back in the markets. And there's nothing wrong with doing 8%. Even in my system, I do have months where I do 8, 10%. So I'm still expecting to have such many months coming. But I'm just trying to tell you, don't go into the market with a mentality of I must do 10%, 20%, I must pass my challenge this month. Don't always be the same. And as you can see in the comments here, I just come and record anything that I feel about my performance. If there's any error I did or anything I think I should have done different. And honestly, I'm impressed with my performance because I followed my plan to the latter. I did not miss any setup, as you can see here. All my months were positive. I executed all setups accurately with close to no errors. No trade was closed prematurely, meaning I let all my trades to either hit take profit, stop loss, or break even. There's no single trade that I closed before it hit its target. My trading psychology was on point. I did not let any emotions come into the way of me executing accurately. And also, just the takeaways from these is that I've written here that all months will be different. Always show up and let the probabilities play out. This simply means, regardless of what you did last month, when you start a new month, keep showing up and keep taking all the trades. Let's see how the second quarter will be, one step at a time. If you're still having issues and you don't know how to identify setups in the market, you don't know how to get a good system, we do have our trading community which is here to solve that problem. I've shared exact details of everything that I used to enter the market from scratch. It's literally a step-by-step with about 25 videos, including live backtesting sessions. So feel free to join our community. The links are also in the description. Otherwise, that's it for this video. I hope you did learn something. As I finish, I'll keep reminding you as we head to the second quarter, don't keep guessing around. Make sure you take time to develop a system. If you have a system that has data, then it will be easy for you to have confidence to keep executing. And eventually, you'll always be profitable. Everything else remains a function of time and capital. 14% on a $100,000 account is $14,000 in a quarter. On a 200K, same thing. The same quarter, you've done $28,000. And you can keep doing this math. PropFirms allow you to scale up your capital up to millions of dollars, which is the same thing that I'm working on, just to try and build up more capital. So if you can do such numbers in a quarter, just keep increasing the capital and the monetary gains will make more sense. In trading, less is more. If you have a system that gives you less trades as long as it's performing well, according to me, it helps you to maintain your psychology, because you'll be in the market less times and you also have enough time to wait and see your setups coming into play. So by the time your setup is coming, you've prepared for it, as compared to having a system that gives you, I don't know, 10 trades in a day. I mean, if that works for you, that's fine. But I just think it's easier to have a system which has a balance in regards to not having so many unnecessary trades, but at the same time, it still has some nice performance. That's it for this video, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe.